Hi there. Welcome to the next step in your journey inward. Today we're going to talk about your advanced Ancestry Timeline. And for that, we need this. This is a time machine included free with your CRI Genetics purchase. Now, in the last video we talked about what your ancestry breakdown will look like. Now I'm going to show you when these segments came from. Hop in, we're going for a ride. Make yourself comfortable. We're about to go back 110 years or so. Welcome to the British Isles in 1910. Your advanced ancestry timeline may say you had an ancestor from here who lived around this time. I think it's that guy. He might be your grandfather or something. I don't know. Let's go even further back in time and see where else we can find your ancestors. Maybe your timeline says you have DNA that dates back to the Italian Renaissance. If you're not aware of any Italian ancestry, you're probably wondering where that came from. Well, it came from Italy, of course, from this artist. When it came from is what you're really wondering. Your ancestry analysis shows you a breakdown of where your ancestry came from. And your advanced timeline shows you when each of those ancestries entered your family tree. So, when you see an ancestry you didn't know you had, your timeline report shows you a branch of your family tree that was always out of reach, until now. So, how do my buddies at CRI Genetics figure this stuff out? You remember what I told you about tiny variations of DNA on your chromosomes? There are little clues that allow our scientists to estimate how old those DNA segments are. Some of these clues include the length of these segments, how many of the segments you have, and how close together they are. If your segments are longer, that means the DNA is more recent in your family history. Same thing if you have many of them close together. If your segments are shorter, fewer, and spread apart, that means the DNA is farther back in your family history. With our advanced algorithm, the scientists at CRI Genetics are able to nearly pinpoint dates in history where you had these ancestors. Complicated scientific algorithms aside, there's one very easy conclusion to jump to. If you have a high percentage of ancestry in a region, such as the British Isles, then that ancestry likely came from more recent ancestors from that region, such as your grandparents. But if you have a low percentage of ancestry in another region, such as India, then that ancestry likely came from much more distant ancestors from hundreds of years ago. Speaking of which, we should be about there by now. I think I hit the wrong button. This is definitely not Italy, of course, but this is one of your ancestors. I believe she's your great